They say if you're ever in real danger, jump into the well. It's the only way out. Sounds crazy, right? But that's what her grandmother told her. A strange warning that would echo through her entire life. She was young, beautiful, and kind, born into a world of comfort and privilege, yet her heart belonged to the poor. She spent her days not in lavish parties, but in dusty villages, her hands offering comfort and her wealth building futures for others. She was a light in a world that was steadily growing darker. Her family's name was a shield, but even the strongest shields can crack. One moment, she was kneeling in prayer, the scent of incense filling the air with peace. The next, the world shattered. The sound of explosions, the screams, the chaos, it was the end of everything she knew. Peace was a memory, replaced by the deafening roar of war. Her home, once a sanctuary, was now a target. And so, every day, she stood by the well, the one her grandmother spoke of. She'd stare into its dark, watery depths, her heart pounding a frantic rhythm against her ribs. Jump or wait for the inevitable. It was a daily choice between a terrifying unknown and a certain brutal end. She was choosing between fear and survival, and the line between them was impossibly thin. Her family finally managed to escape, fleeing with nothing but the clothes on their backs and the ghosts in their eyes. They had survived, but survival isn't the same as being safe. The fear followed her across borders, a constant shadow that clung to her every move. She had left the well behind, but its cold darkness was now inside her. Years later, an offer of marriage arrived. It was meant to be a lifeline, a return to stability. But the conversation was cold, a transaction. "You need a husband who can protect you," he said, "and I need a wife from a good family." His words were like chains, another form of a well, promising safety but demanding her freedom. So she made her own choice, not for protection, not for status, but for a chance at a different kind of life. She found a quiet man, a gentle soul who saw the person, not the pedigree. Their wedding wasn't grand, but it was real. It was a promise she made to herself, a declaration that her life was still her own to write. Motherhood came, and with it, a gentle healing. Holding her child, she felt a softness return to her heart. The pain didn't disappear, the memories didn't vanish, but they softened. The sharp edges were worn smooth by tiny hands and unconditional love. For the first time in a long time, she felt her roots begin to take hold in new soil. But life's cruelties are relentless. An airport departure gate, a suitcase, a final tight hug. Her child so small, looking back with tear-filled eyes. "Mama," that little voice pleaded, "don't forget me." A piece of her heart was being torn away, sent across the ocean for a better, safer future she couldn't yet provide. A future without her. The silence of her home was deafening. One night, trying to cook a simple meal, she found herself setting two plates at the table out of habit. She looked at the empty chair, and a sad, hollow laugh escaped her lips. "Well," she whispered to the quiet room, "at least now there are more leftovers for me." A lonely joke in an empty house. Then, a letter arrived. Her hands trembled as she opened it. It was from her child. The first few lines were about school, about new friends. Then, the words that changed everything. "Mama, I told my teacher about the well. She said you are the bravest person she has ever heard of. You didn't fall. You chose to jump so you could learn to fly." And in that moment, she saw it all. The journey wasn't about falling into darkness. It was about rising from it. She had faced the well, the war, the loss, and the loneliness. She had jumped, and she had survived. She was still here, not just a survivor, but a testament to the strength it takes to keep choosing life, to keep rising. Her story wasn't over. It was just beginning. Thanks for watching.